talk turkey, there are two ways to thaw a frozen turkey, and only two ways. Do not thaw a frozen turkey on the countertop. Do not thaw a frozen turkey in hot water. If you thaw a frozen turkey in your refrigerator, which is a fine way to do so, allow 3 to 4 days. And a quicker way is to thaw it in cold water for about 7 or 8 hours. About 1 pound or 1.5 pounds of turkey per person. And I like cooking hens. They're tenderer and again, more easy to roast. They're not so big, they're not so heavy. Oh, here's our raw, thawed out hen, taking the viscera out of the pocket. I don't save the liver, but I do save the necks and gizzards for making stock. The liver's too strong. So this section is open. You could put some stuffing in there if you're gonna stuff. I don't, but I cut the flap a little bit so that the fat doesn't add too much fat to the eventual cooking, and then retruss her that way. One key thing that you want to remember to do, tuck the wings underneath this way so that the tips don't burn, and it actually helps perk up the breast meat. You can fashion a rack with aluminum foil by taking 2 large squares of heavy-duty foil, like so, and at an angle, scrunch it up and make a ring out of the foil. This way, it raises the turkey off of the fat that's going to be dripping down, and the bottom part of the turkey won't get soggy. Before you put the turkey in, however, you might want to make what's called a turkey raiser. So here she goes on top of the rack, as such. And you just cook with this sitting around. This is kitchen twine. You're allowed to cook with it. But you see how easy it is to bring her out of the pan. So take a 70-inch length of kitchen twine. I like to double it up and then make a square knot at this end so that you have a big loop of twine, and then take the middle of the loop and tie it together in a knot, like such. And then what you have is this turkey lifter that I showed you earlier. Pat her dry so that she crisps up nicely. Doesn't work if it's really wet. And then just put a very thin layer of olive oil. Give her a little massage before she goes into the oven. I would stay away from using a lot of salt. People tend to oversalt both the interior and the exterior of their turkey. A little bit of salt is good, a lot of black pepper is better, and you might want to experiment with rubs of chili powder, maybe some curry, a little bit touch of that perhaps, but maybe lots of herbs, fresh or dried, it doesn't really matter. Into the oven she goes. The temperature that you want to have the turkey reach is about 175 degrees at the thigh, and you're going to reach that by roasting the turkey at a very even temperature of 325 degrees for a period of 2, 3, 3.5, 4 hours, depending on the size of the turkey that you start with. Once you take the turkey out, it will continue to cook for 5 or 10 more degrees and reach the recommended federal temperature of 180 degrees for safety's sake. But don't cook it to 185 or that at inside the oven, because then again it will go up to 195 and dry out the turkey meat. So I'm going to tent this now. I put the shiny side down. We're going to keep it like this for about a half an hour. It will retain its heat. In fact, it will actually continue to increase heat about 5 degrees, and then it'll be plenty hot 30, even 40 minutes from now when we carve it. When you do carve the turkey, carve in thicker rather than thinner slices. A lot of people think thinner slices are cool looking, but the thicker slices are much more delicious and much more moist than carving it thin, which dries out very quickly.